What's going on YouTube? Daxdleader here, back with my week 5 game for the CPL versus Lunar and his united Kingdra. We are sitting at a 2-2 record after our loss to Aster, so we're hoping to bounce back to positive this week. Lunar's team is pretty scary. He drafted Trick Room, more or less. So, yeah, you could see he's got that Mega Mawile, Kyurem Black core right there, and then a whole bunch of viable Trick Room setters. You can see Mew, Porygon 2, Kofag, and Sigilif are his Trick Room options. He also has a Kingdra that can be super threatening in the Trick Room. Hazard options with Tentacruel. Incineroar is a really likely bring for him, I think, and also does really well in the Trick Room. Nice grass type in Shaman. Jolteon for some speed if he doesn't want to bring Trick Room, or just even on a Trick Room team if while Trick Room's not up, Jolteon outspeeds the my whole team except Aerodactyl. And lastly, he's got that Golem, which I'm really not expecting, but that is also a bit of a threatening mon under Trick Room. I've organized the team in the order of likelihood that I think he's gonna bring these mons. I'm not going to talk about every single one, but I will touch on a few things. Mega Mawile and Incineroar are his best Weavile checks. Outside of that, he doesn't have the best options for it. Kingdra and Tentacruel, I guess, are also pretty good, but I really want Weavile this week to be able to check his all his Trick Room setters, because they're all weak to Dark except Porygon, and Porygon does not like getting knocked off. So that's my plan with my Weavile. Yeah, sounds good. Let's jump into my team. So, might as well go over the Weavile first. I have enough speed to outspeed a Scarfed Incineroar. We got Knock Off, Pursuit, Icicle Crash, and Natural Gift Ground with the Apricot Berry, because that's able to hit his Incineroar and his Mawile, which are his most likely switch-ins into my Weavile, and the Tentacruel as well. I can hit that. Everything else takes neutral or super effective from my stab moves. So Weavile is a super valuable mon this week. I can take out his Trick Room setters and also lure in some stuff and bop it with a natural gift. Next, let's talk about my Manaphy. Hardcore is back. I don't think this is the spread I had in game. The showdown just messed up my EVs a little bit. This is my Weavile spread, but after running some calcs, I think I had the correct spread in game, but I don't remember what it is, unfortunately. So anyway, the plan was a Rain Dance Tail Glow, Z-Rain Dance Tail Glow set with Dazzling Gleam and Scald. Those two moves hit his whole team neutrally, I believe, except Tentacruel. Yep. Dazzling Gleam is designed to hit Kyurem. Like, his only water resists are Tentacruel, Kyurem, and Shaman. So I decided to go with Dazzling Gleam. I guess I could have gone with Psychic or Ice Beam as well, but I chose Dazzling Gleam because I think I have other pretty viable options to take on Shaman and Tentacruel, and Kyurem was the thing I was most scared of at the time that I chose that last move. I was saving it for the end to decide on that last move after I'd finished the team. Yeah, just based on what other coverage my other mons had. Now, let's go over Lackluster. I got Choice Specs Latios back again. I mentioned in week 1 how much I like this thing, and because Lunar's got a pretty slow team, this is a really nice set to bring versus him. His only Dragon Resist is that Mawile. And his other most likely switch-in is a Assault Vest Incineroar, I want to say. That's the set I'm expecting. So HP Ground does a lot of damage to those. I can catch those off guard. Draco and Dragon Pulse just to throw off dragon attacks whenever I get the chance. And I have both Draco and Dragon Pulse so that I don't have to get a special attack drop every single time. And Trick is mostly to cripple physical attackers, like maybe that Incineroar, remove an Assault Vest, but I'd rather hit that thing with an HP Ground, probably engage the damage, or Porygon and remove its Violite. So that's my Latios. Next up I've got Pyroar, a nice choice scarf for this week. Oh wait, Latios' speed of 330 is for his base 100s. Pyroar as well hits that same speed tier. Same speed tier with max special attack and a bit of attack. I have the attack investment so that Wild Charge can do as much damage as possible to that Tentacruel, which is his best switch to this at this point. Hidden Power Water is for the Golem. And then Dual Stab hits his whole team pretty nice. I liked having a Fire-type Mon to check the Mawile primarily. It's the only thing that can really take a Play Rough or an Iron Head. But you'll see that in the game that I kind of underestimated Mawile. So yeah, I'm looking, like, in hindsight, I'm not crazy about this Pyroar set. Although it was nice to have a Skyfer in theory. My only other defensive check to Mawile, kinda, is Nidoqueen. Earth Power, Ice Beam, Stealth Rock, Taunt. Earth Power and Ice Beam hits his whole team neutrally. Ice Beam hitting all his ground resistances super effectively, being that Shaman and the Sigilif. I believe that's it. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Stealth Rock, because his removal is Tentacruel and maybe I'm not sure if Sigilif gets defog, but it's not a great defogger. There you go. It's got defog if it wants to run that. But yeah, Nidoqueen beats his hazard setters with this set, and I can also taunt on slower mons. Again, this is to prevent Trick Room. The speed is for a Jolly Incineroar. The defense and defensive investment, I believe I think this spread avoids a 2-hit KO from a non-Specs Jolteon's HP Ice, as well as being able to take, like, I don't think it's 2 Sucker Punches from Mawile. I think it might be like 1 plus 2 Sucker Punch. I'm sorry, I didn't have a ton of time to record this week, so I didn't. Or not to record, to make notes. I mean, so I don't remember exactly what this spread's for. And last mon, Hitmonlee, the Hitmonlee. Figgyberry, Close Combat, Knockoff, Earthquake, Bulk Up. This coverage does really well versus Lunar's team, and I'm hoping that this thing can sweep late game. Bulk Up is just nice setup because I only need the 3 coverage moves. The speed is to outspeed a Scarfed Shaman or any other base 100 after an Unburden boost. Max attack and the rest in bulk. Figgyberry recovers me some health and activates my Unburden, which unfortunately I didn't have, as I found out in the game. But that being said, let's see how we did versus Lunar and his United Kingdra. Alright guys, so we are in the game, and we can see that Lunar brings the Mawile, the Jolteon, the Incineroar, the Porygon, the Kofagrigus, and the Mew. So immediately I don't see the Kyurem Black, which is surprising a little bit. I do think this is going to be a hard Trick Room team, aside from that Jolteon, which I'm expecting him to lead with, actually. And, but, yeah, no Kyurem, like, because that Mon just has a great matchup, like, every week, really. Alright, anyway. So, I'm going to lead off with Nidoqueen, expecting him to lead off with Jolteon. And Lunar right here is going to reveal the Baton Pass, which is a nice bring on his part, allowing him to gain momentum versus my Nidoqueen as I set up a Stealth Rock. Right here, I think I taunt, yep, seeing that I'm faster than this Mew is really nice, because that now, seeing the Ice Beam damage and knowing that I'm faster, I'm like, pretty sure this is an offensive Trick Room variant. So that scares me, and I just want to remove this thing as soon as possible. So I'm going to go into Weavile right here, but as you can see, he's just going to take me out with a Drain Punch right there. So that's a really nice prediction on Luna's part, and that is super scary. It kind of puts me on the back foot for like, it makes Trick Room a lot more threatening versus my team, now that he's removed my Weavile so easily. So, now I'm going to bring in the Latios, threatening out the Mew, and I'm just going to click HP Ground, because I don't want to let Mawile in at all. He's just going to go Porygon, and about here I kind of accept the fate that Trick Room's going up, so I'm just going to let him Trick Room up, recover, and then waste some turns. And I know that I'm going to do a lot of damage with HP Ground to any switch-in he wants to make. I see this Incineroar. That's definitely Assault Vest based on the calc. I'm a Specs Latios, so you guys know how much damage that thing does. So I bring in Hitmonlee right here to take a Dark move, but he goes for the U-turn. Nice play. Getting in Mawile. I have to switch here into Pyro or Hope, because that's my only switch in at this point, because Nidoqueen's so low. And you're gonna see, this player off is 66%. So that's kind of crazy. I can't live a Sucker Punch from this range. But at least Trick Room's up, so I just have to sack off this Pyro right here, really. So I'm just gonna throw off a Fire Blast as he switches, thankfully. And I get a little bit of damage off on the Porygon. Unfortunately, I miss my next one, but it's not a big deal because he's able to Trick Room and recover right here. I'm gonna let the Pyro go down to a Thunderbolt and bring in Hitmonlee. Predicting the switch, I'm gonna set up a Bulk Up, and right here, nothing on my team wants to take a Ghost move, nor do I want to let this thing set up a Nasty Plot, so I'm just going to stay in and knock off on this turn. But, as you're going to see, unfortunately, he goes for Will-O-Wisp and misses, which ends up being a really big deal, because I can do a ton of damage with this knockoff. I lose my... this is where I find out that I'm Limber, so it doesn't end up making a big difference. Trick Room the dimensions return to normal, I should say, and I'm able to take out the Kofag with another knockoff. And right now, seeing how his team is pretty slow because it's a Trick Room team, and I have quite a bit of bulk, I can take hits from Jolteon, and I'm packing that Earthquake as well, so I'm just going to be able to eat up my Figgy Berry and straight Oko this thing. Crit didn't matter, I'm +1. Mew comes out right here, I'm able to just KO it with a knockoff, and it's looking really great for me at this point. I'm not entirely sure why he went Mawile right there, but I have the Earthquake, so I have enough coverage to take out the rest of his team. That doesn't do quite enough to Mawile after losing my attack boost, so good play on Lunar's part, getting the Intimidate off and weakening my attack. And I should have this game, because I'm not that I don't think I'm that max attack Manaphy. So the hacks really sucked. And I should have been able to just win right here, but for whatever reason, I really just wasn't feeling great. I don't know. I remember I didn't go in with the best mindset to this game, and that play with the Weavile really tilted me. And I'm not trying to make excuses for this next play, it was just an awful play on my part. But, I don't know. So what you're gonna see is that I'm gonna go for the Z Rain Dance for some reason, when in reality what I should have done is just Tail Glowed, because Tail Glow, a +3 Hydro Vortex from this range, like without the rain, would do so much more damage to Porygon than a Scald in the rain would, and that was just, and like, this isn't gonna kill, like, a +3 Hydro Vortex probably would have killed. Scald does next to nothing. He's able to get the Trick Room back up and then recover up his Porygon right here. Now I'm gonna Tail Glow finally, but it doesn't end up mattering because he can outspeed me on the next turn, KO with Thunderbolt, KO my Nidoqueen with an Ice Beam, and Latios takes less than 50, but I need to get rid of this thing's Violate to have any chance of killing it right here. And as you can see, that does not do nearly enough damage, and the Specs Ice Beam is going to be able to take me out. So that was an interesting game. GG to Lunar. You know what? Let's shout outs to Lunar, because I've been talking to him as of late, since he joined the CPL and in other servers, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's probably my favorite new member of the CPL that I didn't know beforehand at this point. So GG Lunar. I choked that game away. I had no reason to lose that. But even if I didn't choke, my win would have been largely due to hacks, which is never a great sign. So like, I didn't, like, if you see what he has been saying in the chat, Lunar's been saying these past two matches have toyed with my emotions way too much. And then at the end he says, if excuse me, I'm gonna go slam my head against the wall for underestimating Porygon 2, even after it's swept in week 2. So Lunar's feeling pretty good after this match, and I'll let him have that, because, like I said, I don't really think I was winning this game without hacks anyway. The biggest turn of this game, aside from the choke and the Willow miss, was for sure him taking out my Weavile, because at that point I had no way to remove his Trick Room setters. And with a team as offensive as mine, the Trick Room is just super threatening. So, yep, that's gonna be my week 5 battle. I'll see you guys next week as we take on Wizard Warrior and his Seattle Premariners, I don't know, for week 6 of the CPL. But with that said, I guess I'm gonna get out of here, and I will see you all later.